them commentary thing.
Do you remember the anticipation of waiting for your film to be developed?
I've actually seen one of those too. It was boarded up though. It was at what shopping center was that again? It's not that far from here. The Wildwood Shopping Center. I think it's gone now though. When they redid the parking lot and stuff, they actually took it out. I have to pull up some Google Map street views from like 10 years ago, and you guys will see it.
Nowadays, we snap photos with our phone, and usually only share them on social media, making 1-hour photo labs a faded memory.
Yep. But people actually, you can still get photos though. You can go to Walmart and you can use a machine.
Search for needed things. Flipping to the classifieds and circling jobs or scanning for that perfect used car was how we did it.
Yep.
Finding a date to advertise.
Or looking for an apartment or a vehicle or.
And the emergence of online platforms like Craigslist transformed the classified ads landscape.
I've been using Craigslist on those ones.
To find pretty much anything we need, making newspaper classifieds a thing of the past. VCRs were clunky machines that brought movies and TV shows into our living rooms. This was streaming before streaming was a thing. But instead of scrolling through Netflix, we built collections of VHS movies that we would watch using our trusty VCR.
Yep.
Rewinding, fast-forwarding,
and sometimes you could put tape over the hole. You know, the little square hole right there, and you can re-record over the tape. If you broke the little tab out of it.
VCRs have become a nostalgic
The Blob. Anybody remember that one, The Blob?
Limited movies and shows by just turning on the TV with no need to remember to rewind. Carrying around MP3 players in our pockets made us feel like
I actually saw one of those up at the thrift store. I wasn't going to take a chance on it. I got the cable for it. Wasn't going to take a chance on it though.
They started out as boxy devices, but quickly shrunk in size, making carrying them around even easier.
I miss the original Zune, the original 30 gigabyte Zune. I was using one back in 2012. No, 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. No, wait a minute. 2011, yeah, 2011. Wow. 10 years now.
Symbol of communication. Payphones could be found all over towns across America. Some were completely private with a bifold glass door, while others were just freestanding phones. But regardless of which type you remember most, banks of them were located in airports, shopping malls, and businesses.
And bus stations and street corners and
began to disappear. Most of us carry a phone with us at all times now. So
I remember a payphone in Buffalo, New York. It was right on literally right on the street corner. I would have to walk several blocks to just use it. It was 50 cents, and you could talk as long as you wanted to, which is pretty cool. Yeah, see Rochester. Yeah, wait, Buffalo ain't that far away. Oh, that's a Family Video. How the hell did I recognize Family Video just by looking at that? Because Blockbuster did not look like that inside. It looked like this. But that was a Family Video that they showed.
And so too with that feeling of joy when you made your weekly trip.
Yeah, that's like a mom and pop shop right there.
The convenience of streaming movies directly to your TV, and video rental stores have simply faded away.
Actually, there is a Blockbuster back in Oregon somewhere, or Washington State.
For business professionals. PDAs had touchscreens and a stylus that allowed you to add contacts.
I used to have a Palm version. I had a Dell version. I think the Dell Axum or something.
Both of which revolutionized mobile
the BlackBerry Pearl.
But as smartphones evolved,
or the World Phone or whatever it was. I actually had one of those in 2007.
Today, our smartphones handle everything.
Oh man, look at that.
Calendars, social media, music, and so much
I would
more.
go back to that in a split second right there.
The process of paying
I want
for
to play.
something at the store used to involve writing paper checks. It didn't matter if you were at the grocery store or at a restaurant. A check was as good as cash. And balancing your checkbook was a ritual for many, meticulously recording transactions and ensuring all your finances were in order. But as online banking, automatic payments, and debit card usage became mainstream, the need for paper checks, along with balancing your checkbook, diminished. Nowadays, most of us just check our bank balance using the mobile app before making a big purchase.
Yep. I'm very guilty of that. I gotta check Capital One to make sure I got enough to do it.
To find your way on vacation. We relied heavily on these guides to get us to where
Denver.
we were going. Later,
I used to live there in 2006 and 2007.
step-by-step directions from the website.
Oh my God, I wish I could go
which
back
was
right
the
now.
first step in replacing actual paper maps.
I was there in
Then there were
2004
the GPS systems
also.
you could buy and plug into your cigarette lighter. Before digital maps and directions were packaged up in easy-to-use apps on our phones. The era of paper maps is now gone, as we now have real-time traffic updates, turn-by-turn directions.
Yeah,
and
I could never do that.
all of our
Honestly, I
hands.
could never do that. That just don't make any sense to me.
There was a time when waking up to an alarm clock meant hearing only an annoying
Got one
beep
right there.
from your favorite radio station.
A 1980s
Saying the
style
old
one,
alarm
too.
clock was a familiar routine for
Still
many of
working
us.
good,
That
too.
is, however,
I got it from a
until
thrift
cell
store.
phones added the feature
I think it
to
was
the
like $10
lineup.
bucks.
We now have alarms that can be customized with sounds, waking us up to our favorite song. And we even have sleep tracking apps that optimize.
There it is.
Alarm clocks have become way
One and the
more than
same.
an annoying sound that we dreaded each and every morning.
There it is. That's awesome.
The days
Oh my
of
God, it's
landline
funny.
Telephones that plugged into morning. The days of
627.
landline telephones
I'm
that
gonna have to go
plugged
back
into
in the comments and I'm gonna have
phone
to
jacks in your house have
say at
also
627.
become a thing of the past.
I got the same thing on my coffee table.
But it's unlikely you still have a phone plugged into it. Touch-tone phones hanging on the wall once meant anticipating a call from a loved one that might.
She's
rack
like,
up
"Stop taking
hefty
pictures of me."
long-distance fees. Many of us waited to call until after 7 p.m. to get a cheaper rate. But
Yep,
long-distance
or 9
charges
p.m.
were a real concern. It's hard to believe that today we don't even consider it. We now stay connected with friends and family with unlimited mobile plans that cover it all.
Which is the best way to go.
Those extra charges.
Which is the best way to go. Oh my God.
If you were a teenager in the early 2000s, then you were probably on MySpace. It was once the most popular social media.
You could still use it.
It allowed you
It
to
just
customize profiles, connect with friends.
it
and discover
really
music.
sucks.
But as Facebook evolved, MySpace was completely left behind and eventually abandoned. For some, it still holds a special place in their memory, but for others, it is a laughable precursor to more modern social media. Remember when Netflix used to mail you DVDs? Long before they
You got no
became a
idea how
leader in streaming
how
movies
bad I
and
fucking
CDs
miss
online,
MySpace right
Netflix
now.
offered DVD rentals that were
That was
delivered straight
that was
to
the
your
go-to
mailbox.
site for
We
me.
eagerly awaited the next movie from
That was
our
the
queue.
best thing ever.
We quickly watched it before putting it back in the mail.
I can't
so
really
another
say
one
why,
could be
but
sent.
it was.
As more movies were added to Netflix's online library, the need for physical DVDs became less popular. People wanted to watch things on demand and grew tired of waiting for them to be sent through the mail. The concept of the family computer was still a real thing in the early 2000s. It was common for households to have a shared desktop computer that everyone took turns using for work, school, and games.
Look at that
Whether
TV
it
in the
was browsing
background.
internet, playing a game of Minesweeper, or
I had a
chatting
gateway
with friends on
similar
email
to
or
that
Messenger. We all remember
cop
when
in
we had
Buffalo
to
actually
share
gave it
that
to
one
me.
computer. Now
He actually
everyone has their own device, starting from
I
a young
told him
age,
I
as
told him that
tablets have
it's
become the
it's
gateway
okay to leave it
smartphones
on the
early
bed
on.
in the motel room because the door is going to be cracked open. So that's how much I actually trusted him. But he was a cool police officer though. So
Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and maybe even consider supporting the
yeah, we had
channel
those
on
back in
Patreon.
middle school. When I was in the 8th grade, we had those in high school.
With Legacy Box,
But I've been
because we're both all about
the last time I
preserving
seen
the
one of those
past.
computers was
Why
in
not
some
just
girl's
save your own
basement.
family home movies and photos? Legacy Box
I forgot.
simple, safe,
I think me and her met on like Yahoo Messenger or something, but she wasn't really my type when I met her in person. But I still fixed her computer anyways, just to be nice, you know. So I got it pretty much restored for her, you know. But yeah, put in the comments down below like what you guys remember and miss, and if you would go back to these days, because I know I would if I could. I would turn out the clock and go back in time again, you know. So I'll see you guys later, okay?